Good morning, Scotland. Good morning, social media land. I hope you're well. It is Wednesday, the 29th of January, 2025. Scotland's successes don't come from the Union. They come from decisions made by Scots, in Scotland, for Scots. Holyrood's achievements over the past decade and a little bit longer have proven this time and time again. Free tuition fees at university, free prescriptions, world-leading renewable energy, the baby box, the Scottish child payment. These aren't gifts from Westminster. They're the result of Scotland making its own choices for the good of its own people. Can you imagine any of the Unionist parties in Scotland doing anything remotely similar? Scottish Unionists, of course, would rather pretend none of this matters. But here's the thing. These achievements belong to every single Scot, no matter where you stand on independence. Every person in Scotland benefits when decisions are made here. Let's take a closer look at what Scotland has achieved when we work together and how Westminster has done everything it can to hold us back. First, there's free university tuition. In Scotland, young people have the chance to pursue higher education without being saddled with tens of thousands of pounds in debt. Meanwhile, in England, students face crippling loan repayments that last for decades. Holyrood made this possible because it understands that investing in education means investing in Scotland's future. But Scottish Unionists must hate this. It's proof that Scots don't need Westminster to deliver progress. But think about this. Every graduate who goes on to contribute to Scotland's economy or community is part of this collective success, whether you're a Unionist or whether you're pro-independence. This isn't about one political party, it's about a vision for Scotland that values fairness and opportunity. What about free prescriptions? You hear Unionists bark on about these all the time. Oh, I don't mind paying for my prescriptions. But what about wee Agnes down the road that is barely paying for her energy bill? But she's got like 4 or 5 prescriptions a month just to keep herself going. I think she's going to be able to pay like 40 quid a month. I don't think so. But thanks to decisions made in Scotland, no one has to choose between paying their bills or accessing life-saving medication. That's a stark contrast to England, where patients still pay for prescriptions. I think Scottish Unionists must find this incredibly frustrating because it challenges the very idea that Scotland needs the Union to thrive. And yet again, this achievement belongs to us all. I am sure that there are Unionist Scots that benefit greatly from having free prescriptions. I wonder if wee Agnes down the road there was a Unionist, if she would be happy to pay 40 quid a month for her prescriptions. Free prescriptions is a reflection of the values we share as a nation, a belief that no one should be priced out of their health. Unionists must be furious that Holyrood has achieved so much. Imagine proving that we don't need Westminster at all. But here's the bigger picture. Scotland's renewable energy success shows what we can achieve when we work together. And I don't mean working together with the Union. I'm talking about working in solidarity as Scots, building something incredible. But let's compare Westminster, the Union's track record, compared to Holyrood. So over the past decade, Westminster's austerity agenda has slashed public services and pushed thousands of Scots into poverty. How does that happen? Well, when services are cut down in England as part of the Barnett formula, we receive less money because they're spending less money down south. But let's not forget that these policies affect all of us. Whether you're pro-union or pro-independence, the harm caused by austerity is something that every Scot feels. I'm going to say Brexit again because it's so important to keep bringing that up. I mean, I don't care if you're bored about hearing it, but it's the truth of the matter. The democratic deficit of Scotland's voice, voting 62% to remain in the EU, was overridden by Westminster, who said, no, There's more people down here that have voted for it. We're going to take you with us. The whole thing about Brexit is just proof that Scotland's voice doesn't matter. But here's the thing. Scotland's voice should matter to all of us, whether you voted to remain or leave, whether you support the Union or independence. The decisions that affect Scotland should be made here by people who understand our needs, not by people in number 10 Downing Street. I mean, it's ridiculous. Imagine what we could achieve with full control over our own future. We could rejoin the EU, we could reopen access to a market of over 400 million people, revitalising key industries like fishing and farming. No, but me as a proud Scottish Unionist don't want that because they're a bureaucratic nightmare, and how can we possibly be independent when we're part of the EU? Oh boy. Oh boy. People actually believe that nonsense. Do you know that? And it's quite embarrassing. Scottish Unionists believe that nonsense. And that's more embarrassing because some of them have had free university educations as well. With independence, Scotland's government could focus entirely on the needs of its people, spending all of its own revenue rather than circumnavigating the priorities of Westminster, making decisions on things whether they're devolved or reserved. We could just make the decisions. If Scotland can achieve so much under devolution, what could it achieve with independence? Scottish Unionists don't want you to ask that question. They don't want you to focus on the good things that have come out of devolution. They don't want you to think beyond that. They want you to be stuck under the glass ceiling. They'd rather you focus on Westminster's narrative that Scotland is too small, too poor, and too incapable of managing itself. But Scotland's achievements under Holyrood prove otherwise. We don't just survive when we make decisions for ourselves. We thrive. And every Scot, regardless of political beliefs, has a stake in that success. So let's ask Scottish Unionists again. Why do they dismiss Scotland's successes while defending Westminster's failures? Why do they support a system that ignores Scotland's voice and siphons off Scotland's resources and undermines Scotland's future? Scotland doesn't need the Union to succeed. Holyrood has already proven that. What Scotland needs is the confidence to take the next step to beyond the limits of devolution and embrace the opportunities of independence. This isn't about political parties. It's about recognising that Scotland works best when decisions are made here for everyone who calls this country home, whether you're pro-union, pro-independence, or you still have to decide. Because Scotland thrives when Scotland makes decisions for Scots. And the more decisions we make for ourselves, the brighter our future will be. I had a message saying I might have taken the mickey out of Scottish Unionists. Probably, yeah. I don't engage with arguments or debates with Scottish Unionists. There's no point. They are entrenched in what they actually believe. And they will never turn round and take a fair point. They always go for sound bites and nonsense. They have no vision of a beautiful future for Scotland. They have no idea that we would spend differently within our budget. And they think that it's all right being babysat by an abusive babysitter. Mentally. Anyway, tomorrow we'll come back and we'll have a discussion about how we can vote for Scotland and how we can take what we know now and express ourselves in 2026 by installing a pro-Scottish government and a pro-Scottish opposition so we can make more good decisions under devolution and as a result of that, push for independence much, much harder. Hope to see you tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday.